Bob Pisani's on the floor with what's moving. Hey, Bob, busy morning.
Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. This is a great example of what Don Rumsfeld called the known unknowns. We knew about tensions with Iran. We did not know that it would take this kind of turn, though. Known unknowns. Great phrase from Rumsfeld. Rather predictable turn in the stock market here. Some, not all energy stocks moved up. Gold miners are moving up. Gold's been pretty good recently. It's near a 6-year high. We were 1560 or so a couple of months ago, but we're not far from breaking through that. Semis and China stocks, which have had a great run recently, down a little bit here, working off some oversold conditions. Elsewhere in the energy patch, your high beta energy names, these are stocks that always move a lot more than the overall market. Marathon, Apache, Devon moving here. Over in London, you might be surprised, like BP and Royal Dutch, only 1 to 2% moves. If this was 10 or 15 years ago and this happened, there would be a lot more violent moves. It's a much, much different world in the energy sector than it was 10 years ago, and certainly 30 and 40 years ago, where these would have had titanic moves back then. You might want to look at shipping companies here. Shipping had a very good fourth quarter on hopes that the trade and tariff wars would lessen and we'd see some kind of bottoming in the global economy. Most of these names moved up. Moller, which trades over in Denmark, probably the biggest shipping company in the world, just down 1%. Matson, which is a Dow transport company, also a shipping company, just down fractionally here. Kirby, also a Dow transport company, very involved in energy shipping, oil shipping, containers, also just down. These are fairly modest declines that we're seeing overall here. Airlines, another typical thing that you would see here when the higher oil prices. American and Delta, a little more violent move there for American. Deutsche over in Europe, Air France down about 6%, EasyJet. This is a little more noticeable in terms of what's going on. As always, folks, we talk about exchange-traded funds. There are ETFs associated with all of these. Here's your aerospace. This is ITA and defense sector, up fractionally. Oil and gas, XOP is what you want to look at, and that's the sector that's being most affected today in terms of the energy complex. There is a shipping ETF that's out there that shows all these global shipping companies that I just talked about recently. That's SEAC is the symbol for that. And then there is a global airline ETF, JETS, down 2.8%. But outside of the airline stocks and a couple shipping names, as you can see, fairly modest. Remember, we're fairly overbought right now here, so some big names that are out there are having the chance just to recalibrate a little, particularly some of those China stocks that we've seen really roaring. Remember, Alibaba hit a new high yesterday.